So you guys saw the title, dating a morgue cleaner and a guy that got stabbed 7 times.
You dated a guy who got stabbed 7 times. Are you okay?
I don't know, you dated a morgue cleaner. You tell me. The fact that this isn't clickbait is kind of concerning.
Wait, are we on air? I think so. She's a mess.
Okay, this is happening. No more technical difficulties, guys. No. The past 4 hours, we've just been having it.
Was it been 4 hours? I feel like it's honestly been 6 hours.
It's been
at this point.
A very long time. So this
is She's a Mess.
Our very first episode with your hosts. My name's Ashley.
And I'm Ashira.
And
Ash and Ash squared. This is gonna be our first episode, you guys.
Yeah, first ever episode. The fact that this isn't clickbait is kind of concerning.
You probably are reading this title right now. You're like, oh, this is probably clickbait. No, this isn't just a horror story, but it's our own horror stories that we've lived through. We've survived.
Yeah.
It's a funny ass story now.
It's one of the messiest stories we have. So we were thinking all morning, what are we gonna do for our first episode? Probably this, because it's one of the messiest things.
Yeah, we were trying so hard to trying to finalize and perfect an episode, and we're like, this is so out there though. This is so not perfect, but that's the point.
Yeah.
Of She's a Mess. I think we should just
Let's
get
into it. Get your cold brews, which we have right here.
We got cold brew, you guys.
We wanted to do a first sip, but we kind of drank
reaction.
it all.
Okay, we literally have this drink
left.
We have this drink every single day. And every time we have our first sip, we have that insane reaction, because you know how good Starbucks hits. So.
It hits. So if you guys are looking for a new drink, try a vanilla sweet cream cold brew. It won't fail to impress you, because everybody we've introduced it to,
people who used to shit on Starbucks, because you know those people. There are way too many of those. We'd introduced this to them, and they're now obsessed.
Let me put you on, okay? Vanilla sweet cream cold brew. That's all.
But you have to have the right amount of sweet cream and pumps of vanilla.
And light ice. Don't forget
So
that.
we do light ice, extra sweet cream, normal pumps of vanilla. Yeah. That's it.
That's all. It's that simple, guys. So you guys saw the title, dating a morgue cleaner and a guy that got stabbed 7 times.
You dated a guy who got stabbed 7 times. Are you okay?
I don't know. You dated a morgue cleaner. You tell me.
Guys,
which one takes the cake, guys? Tell us in the comments.
By the end of this episode, we want to know
which story is more messed up. What's the messiest?
Which one needs more help? Yeah. Better help, sponsor us.
Who needs to go to therapy?
Maybe both of us. We need to share a session because we're broke.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay. So which one are we starting with first?
I think yours is more crazy. So
why don't I
start? Yeah, I think so. It deals with dead people. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take the...
It's just the norm for me, so I don't even think it is weird anymore.
Okay, let's get into this, guys. So, I met this boy on Tinder, of course, because where else would you meet a man that got stabbed 7 times?
She really thought she was gonna meet a normal man on Tinder.
We all think.
Yeah, I still probably have something like that on my phone.
We still have stupid hope that we're gonna meet our husband on Tinder or a dating app. Sorry. Okay, so this man's name. Let's give him a nickname. How about Cat? We'll call him Cat.
Yeah.
His name sounded
like a cat.
His name
you're allergic to cats.
I'm allergic to cats, so it was kind of funny.
That was kind of
funny to me, at least.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get into it. So I met this guy off Tinder. We chatted a little bit, and then we decided to meet a few days after the chat started.
Okay.
The first time I ever saw him, he was standing outside of a Tim Hortons, and
classic Canadian boy.
Yeah, classic. He is honestly the most shyest guy I've ever seen, and he's also super tall and dark hair. My type, I would say. He's French as well. Our first date was at an Italian pizza shop, so we went there.
Okay.
First red flag was he didn't like mushrooms, and I thought that was all I was dealing with. I'm like, okay, I can work with this. I'm just not gonna cook with mushrooms. That was my thought process. Okay. And
we're really picky. No, we're not picky at all, but we're food whores.
Yeah.
So if you don't like the shit that we don't like, then that's a red flag.
We're probably the least pickiest people. I honestly couldn't tell you if we didn't like.
If you didn't like sushi, then I'm not dating you. Kind of thing.
It's a deal breaker.
Okay. Anyways.
I could deal with mushrooms.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, the entire date, this was the most soft-spoken man ever.
Okay.
I had to be speak up. I can't hear you.
He was so shy. Imitate how he was talking.
He was just yeah.
He was he was mumbling.
I want to drink this, but I can't do it in the restaurant. So he had to go outside to chug a cooler. He was holding a 6-pack of coolers of Mike's Hard. Yeah, outside because he wanted to, I think, drink to loosen up a little bit, his nerves.
Oh, poor boy.
Yeah.
Poor boy.
Poor
I'm
man.
sad for him.
Yeah. Anyway, we finished the date. It went pretty well. He paid. Pretty good. Decent impression. Like, you know, shy guy. Whatever. Let's keep going.
Because, like, okay, a little backstory. We'd often go for, like, a little more confident, kind of out there, like, approachable men. We're like, oh, that's so nice. Like, they're friendly. But we realized they were, like, overconfident. So when you met him, you're probably like,
I was like, nice. Like, he's shy, so he doesn't approach other girls. Like, girls scare him. Like, even his, like, woman, or his date woman was scaring him. So,
yeah.
You know, I thought that was
like,
a good
who
sign.
gets scared of Ashley? Like, look at her.
Literally, bro. Like, how am I intimidating? You're, like, so tall, bro. Like...
No, they're kind of hot,
yeah.
So, like, maybe
nice.
You were intimidating.
I like that. I kind of like that he was nervous, because then it was like, okay, like, I'm affecting him. Like, this is kind of good.
Like, I feel powerful right now.
I feel really powerful. Like, okay. Like, he probably has a crush on me.
Yeah.
He cares. Okay, yeah, this is a good sign. Anyway, after the date, we go to my place. He's telling me, like, he's opening up to me, being a little vulnerable. He's like...
This was the first date?
This was the first date. We went back to my place.
I need to recap, because this happened how long ago?
A really long time. I think, like, 2020... Yeah, like quarantine days.
Wait, that was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It feels like it was like 4 years ago.
It feels like it was like 6
Okay,
years
anyways,
ago.
I haven't heard this in a while, so I need to recap
Oh,
too.
man. We go to my place. He's still super hella soft-spoken, but he is talking a lot more.
Okay.
Which was a good sign, I guess. And, like, I don't really remember what he was saying much because he was talking so quietly, and I was getting...
Wait, I can't remember. Did he have, like, an accent?
He did have an accent, too, so it was, like,
so that helps.
harder. That totally helps, right? He... kept talking, and I was just getting annoyed of saying speak up, talk louder, so I just like let him talk, and like I heard bits and pieces, so it's kind of fuzzy for me. But yeah, after that we kept going on more dates, and then let's get into how I found out this man got stabbed 7 times. So I would say maybe 3-4 dates into it. I think this was the 3rd date, let's say.
Okay.
We were at my house. Things were getting a little steamy. We were having a little makeout sesh, and
hot.
Yeah. His shirt came off during the makeout sesh.
Okay.
And when I took off his shirt, I saw a bunch of stab wounds, and my jaw dropped. I was like,
"This is giving Jeffrey Dahmer.
This is giving serial killer. Like, what the hell?" I was like, "Is this why you're so shy? Did someone?" Shut you up. Is that why you're scared to speak?
Baby, what are behind those wounds?
Babes, what's going on? Like, are you traumatized? Like, I was just shocked because I was like...
I think you were traumatized at that moment.
I was like, is this real? Like...
Okay, how... Were they, like, healed? Were they, like, really
they were
bad?
Healed.
Were they, like, fresh?
They were, like, you could see the stab wounds.
Dude,
they were
so scary.
Kind of healed, but you could definitely still see them. Like, they were all over his chest.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I'm, like, touching them, feeling them. I'm like, oh, my God, babe. Like, what happened? Like, my dumbass was like, oh, my God. Like, and I was just like, what the hell happened to this man? Okay. And backstory, he had just moved here from Montreal with his roommate, who had a really hot name. I think I can say the name.
Yeah, no, you can say this.
In my books, it's one of the top 10.
Yeah, I agree as well. So
his roommate's name's Xavier.
Xavier, if anyone's named Xavier, like, hit us up.
You are an automatic. Like, even if you're like a 6 now, you just
you'll be
up.
like an
added
8
points
if your name's Xavier.
Yeah, I think it's a really hot name. Anyway, I asked him, I'm questioning him. I'm dumbfounded, like, bro, who am I seeing? Who is this man that ran away from Montreal with Xavier? Like, you guys are so mysterious. Like,
gotta add Xavier in there. We love him.
Oh my God, I was just like dumbfounded. Anyway, I asked this man, like, what the hell happened to you? He told me that he was at a bar one night, and he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And my dumb ass believed him.
Okay, wait. Tell me, like, how he said it. Yeah. So you were like, oh my gosh, like...
He's like, babes.
No, was he like... Okay, was he like, oh yeah, like, these are this, blah, blah, blah? Or were you like, what is this? Like, and...
I was like, what happened?
What happened, to you? Yeah. And
like, this
what did he say?
Normal. He's like, oh, like, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, I was at this bar.
Okay.
And then as I was leaving the bar later at night, I was just jumped and attacked by these 2 men, and they just stabbed me, and I was, like, bleeding out on the lawn, and I was like,
wait, so they... Okay, like...
This isn't making sense. It's not adding up.
So they weren't, like, pokes. They were, like, genuine stabs, you're saying?
No. Like, this man was bleeding out.
So he was bleeding out.
Outside the bar. Yeah. Anyway.
And there were 7 of them. It wasn't like 3. It was like
no,
7.
it was 2 guys.
No, I'm saying the stab.
Yeah,
there were 7
in total
like
stab wounds.
These 2 guys like wanted to kill this man.
They wanted to kill him. This wasn't just like a... Like,
okay, like I take back when we were like in the beginning of the episode and we're like, this is kind of funny. Like, no, it's not anymore.
It's very concerning.
It's like kind
of this isn't just an unprovoked attack. No way someone will stab someone 7 times.
Yeah,
it was 2 men. This had to have been planned.
There's no way this is like a coincidental thing. You're at a wrong place at a wrong time. Like, how does that happen?
No, I questioned him and I was like, was there anything you could have done at that bar that would have made them
There's
attack
no way.
you? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And he's
or
like,
are you associated with maybe anyone?
Are you like in a gang?
Yeah.
Like, are you putting me at risk or in danger? Like,
right.
What the heck? Like, so then this man's is like, oh, the only thing I could have think of that like maybe provoked this attack was like, I was sitting at the bar, I was talking to a bunch of girls.
Stop,
and, like,
I know where this is going.
I was just like flexing my muscles and like maybe they got jealous and like they were like intimidated and yeah.
So you bought that.
So Babes got attacked because he was flexing too hard.
Were they?
Yeah, and he was stealing all the girls at the bar. So
then these 2 guys are like, we're gonna get him.
Yeah, they wanted to like end him. So
so you're like,
that's what he told me.
Okay, and then you're like, I'm just gonna like pretend I'm you. You're like, Babes, like, don't be insecure. Like, you're just that hot.
Like,
that's why they wanted to kill you.
Babes, it's fine. Like, you're just so hot. They just wanted to like take out the competition. Like, they just want to get rid of it
by stabbing you sometimes. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, and then I was just like, oh, like that's what you think it is. Okay. But then at that point when I saw the stab wounds and I saw like how soft and timid and like gentle he was and how shy he was, I wanted to like protect him and like I was like, I can fix this man.
I want to protect you now.
I can save this man.
I want to protect you now.
My like motherly instincts kicked in and I was just like, oh my god, like I was like so like
because he was like a victim at that time.
He was like
and
a
place.
victim. Okay, let's get into the story. So after he was like bleeding out and like they left him on the ground to die, he had to crawl to a house. The first house he crawled to, he knocked on the door, no answer. He's literally, his vision's blurry. He's about to pass out. He's bleeding out. He crawls with all the energy he has to the next house, knocks on the door, passes out, blacks out, doesn't remember anything. Thank God. He wakes up in the hospital. That house he went to, I think an old woman found him and she called the cops. So he woke up in the hospital. She
found him? Like so he was there
passed
for a while.
Out, bleeding, with a trail of blood at her porch.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He could have died that night. He was supposed to die that night.
This sounds literally like a doc, like a crime scene doc.
This sounds like a Wattpad story. Real life Wattpad
like
story.
no, like genuinely like a Wattpad story. Like, oh, he was like hot and timid and shy and like he wouldn't talk to anyone else
except
but me.
No, yeah. It was pretty messed up.
Okay.
And then he also, backstory, he had a really bad relationship with his mom. He talked so badly about her. He really hated her.
That's a red flag.
I
mean, actually, we can't judge because we don't know anyone's upbringing and that's out of their control.
Yeah, but I think anyone that talks really badly,
but if they talk really badly
about their mother,
and outwardly,
unless they did some outrageous, like crazy shit,
maybe it's valid. But like, if you have that much
hatred,
and there's something behind
that. That's not
probably
cool.
something behind that.
That's not okay. Mm-hmm. So his mother didn't visit him in the hospital, but his dad did. But that was because he thought his son was gonna die. So
did he say that he like called, like reached out to his mom and she just didn't? Like,
I don't think he even told his mom.
So they were out of contact.
They were out of contact. Okay. Yeah. So he wakes up in the hospital bed.
Oh
He's like in and out. He genuinely thought he was gonna die that day.
Yeah.
He genuinely thought he wouldn't wake up, but he did. You know, he survived.
Do you know how old he was, by the way?
I think he was like 19 when this happened.
19.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like out of high school, like a year after high school, like this happens to you.
He was out of high school.
Okay.
And he got stabbed, and you know, I think Montreal wasn't working out for him, so that's why he like moved here to Vancouver. On the run.
So heavy already.
I don't know. Honestly, guys, this is already a heavy start. Okay.
I'm like kind of affected right now. I'm kind of triggered.
I'm kind of like Sorry, if this is triggering.
We should add a trigger warning.
Let's add a trigger warning. I'm so.
We'll
sorry.
edit that in the beginning.
Trigger warning. This is kind of heavy. Anyway, my theory is he was involved with some kind of shit. Or I don't know what he did. This day, I don't know.
Maybe he was involved with some kind of...
Yeah.
Maybe.
To this day, I don't know what he did or what he was involved in. But the fact that he had to run away from Montreal and just move to Vancouver.
Yeah.
And he didn't really tell me a reason. He's like, oh, yeah, I just wanted to, like, leave.
So he wouldn't, like... Would you question him and he wouldn't really get into, like, why? Like, he moved?
He just kind of brushed it off. Like, me and Xavier just decided to, like, move out here. Yeah.
Oh my god, did you guys hear that?
I hope you guys didn't hear that.
The door at her studio.
Moving on. That's how I found out this man was stabbed 7 times. The relationship continued on. And I kept seeing red flags in him. But my dumb ass, like, I kept seeing him and we started getting closer and, like, I felt bad for him. I honestly gave him the benefit of the doubt, which was very naive and stupid on my part. During the next 2-3 months, he would come over every day after work. It became a routine. We got comfy together. He was opening up more. And then I decided one day, let me introduce him to Hunty. Or let me introduce him to Ashira. So we're meeting Ashira at this lobby.
We were at our friend's place. And then he was getting out of work. He worked in downtown. Our friend's place was also in downtown.
Yeah.
And Ashley was like, oh, you're, like, in the area. Like, come, like... Wait, did he pick you up? And you guys walked home together, right?
He got off work in downtown.
Okay, yeah.
And I was meeting Ashira in downtown at this apartment in the lobby.
Yeah, so we're like, might as well, like, meet her because we're gonna leave and go back home after.
Yeah.
So then she, like, tells me to come down with her to the lobby.
Yeah, and this is the first impression. I tell Kat that this is my best friend.
I'm like, who's Kat?
I'm like, I'm so excited for you to... Who's Kat?
You're allergic to cats, bro.
I'm like, this is my best friend. Like, I'm so excited for you to meet her. Like, this is literally... I talk about her so much, right? So I'm like, oh my god, like, I wonder if this goes well. Like, this is the first impression. Like, you know, we get there.
Why does it sound like someone's gonna keep coming in? Okay, anyways, continue.
We get there. The man's can't even make eye contact, won't even look Ashira in the eye, just stands there.
I'm like, okay,
looking up at the ceiling.
For reference, guys, I'm like a really short 5'2" little girl, and this man's like over 6 feet. So I know it's not intimidation.
You're telling me Ashira intimidates you. Boy, you're like 6'2". Like no.
Okay, maybe it's not even high, but like I was like, oh hi, like so here's my POV. I get a call from her, like, oh, he's downstairs, like, come say hi. I'm like, okay, I'm so excited to, like, meet him, because, like, you're seeing him, whatever. So then I get down in the elevator, I see them, like, oh, hi, like, nice to meet you. And then this is literally what he does. So, like, for those listening, like, go watch our, like, YouTube version of this video, by the way, because that's the platform we're going to have this episode on as well, in our future episodes. So, basically, he's standing like this, like, next to her. And I'm like, oh, hi, like, nice to meet you. And then he literally looks up at the ceiling, at the corner of the ceiling the whole time.
Literally as if she was beneath him.
I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. And he was like, this whole time. No, he was, like, looking up, like, not only was he not, like, making eye contact with me or, like,
Didn't say hi
at all. A word. I was, like, facing him, making eye contact with him, and he did not say hi to me.
I'm standing there. I'm like, say hi.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
He literally looked up, like, his entire, like, chin was up, like, looking up to the ceiling.
Like, that is so rude.
That's
like,
just funny. Like, what is going on?
You can't even say hi. Like, yeah, I get you're shy, but you can't even say hi.
I'm like, maybe it's a little deeper. Maybe he's not just shy. Maybe
I think there's definitely something else there. Anyway, after we leave, I'm going off at him. Like, how dare you do that? Like, you're acting as if she's so beneath you. Like, as if you're better than everyone else. Like, what? Didn't make any sense to me. Because when he's with me, he acted completely normal, super chill. Like,
another, different element on there. I'm like, I can see like Ashley getting like rage. I'm like, don't worry, like I understand. Like maybe he has social anxiety, but then also like if someone has social anxiety, they would kind of like, communicate that to their partner like afterwards. Like, hey, sorry if that came off as rude. I just like, I'm not great with strangers, whatever. Yeah, but, like that wasn't the case. Kind of sus, right? So.
Anyway, after that was like a huge red flag. Even when we were out on the street, he wouldn't respect other people. He just saw everybody else beneath him and that he was superior.
Didn't you say you guys like passed by a homeless person and he said something? What was that?
I don't know what he said, but he made a joke where he was like being really condescending against that guy. And then the homeless guy heard him say a comment, and then the homeless guy was getting more aggro and he was getting aggro, and I was like, what the you're really gonna fight a
with
homeless
a homeless guy, yeah.
A homeless guy.
And you're gonna tell me that you getting stabbed 7 times, like, had nothing to do on your part. Like, you weren't associated or involved with anything. Like, it just
I literally was like,
happened.
you're putting me in danger when you don't need to at all. Like, so many red flags, guys.
Really?
Anyway.
Really?
Honestly, I don't know why I stayed in that so long. I was blinded, okay? I was naive. We've grown a lot from that, guys.
I'm really concerned for us.
I'm really concerned,
because this is all, like, coming back into my memory. I'm like, are we okay?
We're not okay, I don't think. Anyway, guys, to the last interaction, this is, I was throwing a Halloween party, and he wanted to meet my friends. I'm like, okay, this is a chance for him to redeem himself. He can actually say hi to my friends this time, because he said he would this time. So, this girl was actually in Toronto over quarantine.
Oh, I was.
Yeah. So I didn't see her for 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was like one of the first times
so
all of our
came
friends.
Back. We all reunited, like our high school friends.
Yeah.
So we all reunited again, and it was like during Halloween. We're like, okay, we should do something.
This was the first time we were seeing each other in so long. So it was like a reunion, right?
Yeah.
And it was all my friends that were girls. We're all so close. We haven't had this like one-on-one in so long.
Yeah.
So I text Kat. I'm like, hey, like I know you were supposed to come like at 6. Can you come at 7 instead? The switch just flipped. He became a person I had never seen before, ever. He's going off at me in text. He's like, tell me.
What was his reasoning? Because I remember this, but I don't remember like why. Like, what was his reasoning of being mad for you to just extend it to an hour because one of our friends are coming late?
So he's going off at me. He texted me. He's like, tell me the real reason you want me to come an hour later. He's like, you cheater, swearing at me, degrading me, going off at me. Like, okay, he's having an entire argument with himself. He's having a combo with himself.
So when this was all happening, like, our friends were all there together, right?
Yeah.
And then we basically saw, like, what was going on her phone because it just would not stop, like,
it would
buzzing.
not stop buzzing.
And then this man, so he wasn't just, like, texting you. He was full on having, like, a back and forth
with himself.
Inner monologue conversation on text, typing it out and sending it all to himself without, he hasn't even said a thing. And he was, like, having this like inner monologue with himself on text, and it was just like really psychotic behavior.
Yeah, very, very intense. Like, you know, that day, that was like the last straw. I'm glad that I ended it that night, because as soon as he did that behavior with me, I'm like, how dare you talk to me like this? And he kept going off. The night ended with me ignoring him. He left me 27 missed calls.
Wait, how long were you guys like seeing each other again?
3 months at that point.
3 months, and you guys weren't official.
No. He kept asking me, begging me to be his girlfriend, but I was like, no.
Right.
I want to wait. I want to get to know you before I jump.
I want to get to know what are behind those stab wounds before I call you my boyfriend.
Yeah, because you are very concerning.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys.
You're even lucky. Like, I look past that.
Lucky. I honestly, even like reliving this is making me question myself. Like, why did I get that far? How did I get that far with him?
I'm like, how did I let you get that far?
Yeah.
Oh, I was in Toronto. You can't blame me.
Yeah. No,
I was in Toronto.
You were gone. You were out of the picture.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Anyways, he left me 27 missed calls that night. I counted. I was like, holy shit. Like, nonstop calling, harassing me. I had to block him, tell him I'm never seeing him again. And yeah, that was the end of Kat. Thank God. That went a little longer than I expected. If you guys want me to go into way more detail about it, I totally can, because there's actually a lot I didn't say.
But actually, like, you think this is in depth? It's actually not.
It's not in depth.
We're trying right now. We're like literally looking at the time at the same time. Like,
I'm trying to condense this.
Condense this.
Anyways, that was the guy that got stabbed 7 times. So moral of the story: don't date a man that got stabbed.
Don't expect less on Tinder, basically.
Yeah. You meet all kinds of people on Tinder, so don't be surprised if your man got stabbed 7 times or if he's a morgue cleaner. Okay, I think we need to get into the morgue cleaner now.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me the first interaction with this man, how you met.
Okay, so how we met, basically. He was one of our mutual friends. Got his number. We were seeing each other. We made eye contact. He's like, oh, okay, like, can I get your number? Whatever. So then we started texting for a long ass time. This was before winter break. So then we got into winter break. There was a gap. Like, I was in New York. Like, we didn't see each other. We couldn't, because I was out of town and everything. So basically, we just texted that whole time. We texted for like 2-3 weeks.
So there was a build-up.
Mm-hmm. And let me just say, like, you guys probably know, like, conversations aren't easy anymore with, like, guys nowadays. Like, especially on text, if they're not dry, it's like, wait, you can conversate? You're normal? You're normal? You're not dry?
You're not dry? What?
So the bar was on the floor. Yeah. Maybe it still is.
It's still on the floor.
Still is, okay, but not like more cleaner steps
not
and times level.
Like, that was underground. No. We lifted it up. Because, like, more cleaner, like, dug up that bar.
We were, like, beneath the ground. Now we're, like, more on the ground.
Like, dug it out of the ground and put it, like, above ground.
Babes, thank you so much.
Babes.
Now we're on the ground. We made it to, like, solid ground. Okay, so anyways, there was some build up there, and then when I got into town, like, before we even met up, we, like, FaceTime a couple times, and our first FaceTime call literally, like, lasted, like, 4 hours.
That's insane.
So yeah, it was just so easy, hit it off right away.
All green flags, by the way.
All green flags. Like, this man was like...
he was emotionally opening up to you.
Yeah.
He was being vulnerable.
He was really emotionally open, so I was like, oh, maybe he's emotionally intelligent.
He's consistent.
He's not scared to, like, show his emotions or talk about them or, like, be open, basically, right?
And he was telling you exactly what he wanted and his intentions with you.
Yeah, before we even, like, hung out or went to the middle of it, it's not like we had the talk, because that'd be, like, you know, too soon. That would be a red flag. But he was like, yeah, like, the next girl I meet, whatever, like, if the vibe is well, like, I really want to be intentional, like, I'm not the type to, like, hook up, or yeah, I'm just in a place right now where I'm ready for something serious and intentional if the right person, you know, comes by. Yeah. So those were all green flags to me, because, like, obviously I'm gonna see how you are, but, like, I'm on the same page. Yeah. Like, if the vibe's good, I'm not one to.
My question is, how far into the situationship was it that he soft launched that he was more cleaner?
So here's how he soft launched that he was a more cleaner.
There's no way he just dropped it on you. Like, I feel like he eased you.
Okay, yeah. So I'd say, like, maybe after 4 weeks.
Okay, that's a good time, I would say, to drop
yeah, okay. So it's like, what do you do? Like, he knows where I go to school, what I do. Like, he's visited us a couple times at school. Like, he knows that I was a full-time student. And I was like, oh, what do? You're like, oh, I just graduated. So he just graduated from, like, fitness or training or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So you do fitness and training, whatever. Like, yeah. He's like, you know, I train people, like, stuff like that. So that's how he started it off. I was like, okay, cool. And then he was like, I'm like, okay, but what do you, like, work as? Because, like, you know, that wasn't his daily thing. That was only if he got clients here and there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, what do you do? And he's like, you'll see. You'll see what I do. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, are you, like...
He said he made good money, though, right?
Yeah, he's like, you'll see, but, like, it's good money. I'm like, that is so sus.
Are you a drug dealer?
Are you a drug dealer?
Like, a normal person would be like, wait, like, are you a drug dealer?
Listen, I'm not sure if I would date a drug dealer. But little did I know that, like, it's 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 10 times worse.
Wait, what did you say to him? You accused him of something. You were like, wait, are you...
What did I say? What do you mean? I'm like, okay, so here's the thing. I was like, drug dealer, whatever, like, maybe, I'm like...
He's, like, embarrassed to tell you.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, like, he's embarrassed to tell me. Like, maybe it's not, like, up there. I'm like, well, it's fine. Like, we all start everywhere.
It's okay, babes. Everyone starts from somewhere.
I'm like, why? Like, are you a janitor? I'm like, because that's totally fine. Like, like we're all college kids, you know. We start at entry level jobs out here. I'm not gonna judge you as long as you're hardworking. Yeah. We all start somewhere. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm not a janitor, but, like, it's something along those lines. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. You're telling me it's somewhere based around cleaning. Okay. But it makes good money. I'm like, okay, what could it be? So he still would keep dodging that question, whatever. Couple more weeks in, he invites me over, right? I meet his mom. Everything's chill. Like, okay, maybe this is going somewhere. It's being really intentional. Like, we've met each other's parents at this point. Like, he's hung out a bunch of times. At my place, too, he's, like, met my family, like, a bunch of times. So then I meet his mom. His mom leaves. And then I look through his closet to, like, get a hoodie because it's getting cold. He's like, oh, yeah, just pick anything. Like, what do you want to wear? You can, like, borrow anything of mine. I find a bunch of old grandpa-looking jackets. And I'm like, babe, you know I'm a fashion student. You didn't tell me you thrifted.
Oh, my God. Like, know. Like, you probably thought you hit the jackpot with this man.
He had like such nice ass expensive looking fur coats that were like vintage.
Yeah.
Nice ass vintage bomber jackets,
Yeah.
motorcycle leather jackets. I'm like,
Ooh.
babe, this is kind of hot.
This is kind of nice.
You thrift well.
Why don't you wear these?
And you didn't tell me you thrift, and I'm a fashion student, so I'm like
Yeah.
missing out on all these. Why didn't you tell me? And it's like, he's like, it's like, oh, you're so funny. I'm like, what?
Oh,
why?
you silly
am I-
goose.
Yeah, I think you silly goose. You think I thrift? He's like, ha ha ha. I'm like, what? And he's like, remember when I said like, when I said like what I did like for a living? I'm like, yeah,
like you're a janitor,
yeah,
right?
like you're a janitor, right? Oh my gosh, did you like? Is your boss like really like rich? Like, does he have good fashion? Does he like give you leftover shit? That was literally my logic. And then he's like, no. And then he sits me down.
He sits her down to tell her he's a janitor. You're like, wait.
Oh my gosh, here's one detail I forgot to tell you about.
What?
Before he sits me down, right, guys, we're at his place. So we go back to his room after I just go through all the cool ass like vintage clothing. Mm-hmm. His brother comes in. I didn't even know he was in the house. And his brother was like, yo, like what happened yesterday was like crazy. And then his brother sees me and he's like, oh, hi, like nice to meet you, whatever. And then he asked that guy, he's like, does she know what we do?
The fact that his brother.
Wait, I didn't tell you this.
No, you didn't. You didn't tell
He's
me.
like, wait, does she know what we do?
Oh no.
And then, wait, we haven't even given this
you're
guy.
a janitor too?
Wait,
twins.
Wait, their brother thrifts too? You guys are so cool. No, so then his brother is like, does she know what we do? And he's like, oh yeah, like, not yet. And I'm like, you guys do it together. Okay, that's cool. Family run business. Like,
Yeah, okay,
I support
okay.
this. This is like so cool of you guys. Close family, whatever. And then he's like, his brother like dodged his answer in the fact that I didn't know what they did. So he kept going with his story, right? He's like, yeah, bro, like it was crazy, like the leak and everything, like it was everywhere. It was like it smelled so bad.
The smell was foul. Like,
bro, that smell was crazy.
like, what the
like-
hell did you guys clean up last night? Like,
And then he's like, show her the picture. Show her the picture. He
What
pulls
was the
out
picture?
He pulls out his
was the
phone.
No.
This is, by the way, before he even told me what he did.
yeah.
He pulls out his phone.
Yeah.
Guess what the picture was, guys?
What?
The picture was of this really old looking apartment.
Yeah.
That was just like moldy everywhere. Like the ground was like wooden floor that you could tell that was like, it started off as like, you know, like maybe white, light gray looking tiles. It turned really like dark yellow. Okay, these were the tiles. So that house is like really old, right? But it wasn't just that. It wasn't the tiles. It wasn't the dirtiness or the oldness of the house. Everywhere on the floor was dried up blood. So I'm like, oh, like,
Oh man.
I was still like, what? So what do you do? Just tell me right now. What do you do? He's like, okay, so this is what you know, his explanation of it. He's like, so you know when old people die, right? Or it doesn't, you know, just any people when they die, and some of them like don't have families, some of them don't have anyone to like take care of them, so they live alone. I'm like, okay, where is this going?
What does this have to do with you being a janitor? Like,
What does this have to do with you like not thrifting but having cool vintage stuff and then you?
what does this have to do with thrifting?
That's all I thought. Fashion student, like, what does it have to do with that cool jacket you have? That's all I thought. He's like, yeah, so basically, like, if a unit or like a place, some like neighbors, like say they find something sus, like, oh, they haven't seen their old neighbor in a while, or the building.
If Joe goes missing. Oh, Joe's been gone for 2 weeks.
If
Like,
Uncle Joe has been, he said he was gonna grab some milk and he hasn't been back.
if Grandpa John is gone for 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
they call him and the brother.
Or if their neighbors smell something crazy in the unit beside them.
Why is this giving Jeffrey Dahmer? Why is this giving that?
You know what we'd watch while we were dating, by the way?
What?
We'd watch like crime docs. And we would watch You. You guys remember You. You wasn't as crazy as like Jeffrey Dahmer, but we would watch that kind of
Ew.
stuff. So let's say, you know, it matched the vibe.
It really soft launched you.
It set the tone.
He was really marinating you, and marinating you to take the news well. He was really marinating, trying to like set the tone.
I've never heard anyone use that. He's marinating.
Get it? Because it's meat. Get it?
It was really fresh meat. Guys, it was fresh meat. Let's get back to the picture that he showed me. So there was blood everywhere, completely dried, so graphic.
Oh no.
He's like, yeah, this is what we do. He's like, you know, like when so basically he's telling me these neighbors, if they found anything sus, they'd call the service to check up on the building or that unit. And the service, him and his brother, and the company they worked for, which was a family-run business, they would get these reports and they would get notified by these questions like, what happened to the person in there? Why did it smell so bad? And they would come in and they would clean out the entire house. So they would box, obviously the person's dead. So they would like
clean the body,
go in the dead person's house, clean the entire place, get their belongings, box up all their stuff, give it to their family. If they don't have a family, they leave out the boxes.
So how did he get all those coats? Did he steal them? Did he steal from dead people?
No, he upcycled.
He upcycled. Okay, he upcycled from dead people. Wow! What,
babe? How sustainable of you!
How sustainable, babe!
He's following the guiding principles.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So like,
no way.
Yeah. No. So I was like. He was like, yeah, okay, before he even told me what he did, he's like, yeah, this is a cool jacket, right? You want to put it on? I put it on. No. And it smells a little funky. So I was like, have you washed this? Like, which thrift store did you get this from?
No, so you're telling me you wore dead people's jackets?
I wore Uncle Joe's.
No, Uncle. Uncle's pretty young.
That's I call it
Gramps. You wore Gramps.
Gramps Joe's furry vintage coat.
Oh my god.
So where was I? He's explaining what they do, right?
What they do. They clean
they clean out the dead person's place. Here's one thing though. It's like a big question mark because every time I'd ask him, like, okay, this was a little too scary for me to like voice out and ask him because I just didn't want to know the answer. But then when I asked, he also wouldn't give me like the clearest yes or no. Yeah. So maybe he did.
What was the question?
Were you the one who took out the dead body?
Like, did you dispose of the dead body?
So, were you the one who, like, just, like, cleaned out the blood? Or did you dispose the body?
You're telling me you were, like, okay, or you thought in your head that, oh my god, it's fine, I'm dating, like, a guy that knows how to get rid of a dead body.
Now, let me tell you my logic behind this. Yeah, please, the same way you told me the logic of you running through your fingers of the guy's wounds.
Be besties? Like, why would they actually be, like, the perfect duo?
Like us, we're the perfect duo. We should have, like, stayed dating them. We should have been loyal.
We should have. We should have set them up, actually, as besties.
Yeah.
Because Kat needs a new roommate because Xavier, the hot guy, actually left him. I don't know why.
Xavier left him?
Yeah.
Can I have Xavier?
Just his name.
Wait, actually, what if Xavier has more stabs? Never mind. They're from Montreal.
No.
Never mind. Okay. I keep losing track.
What you.
I was like, so that coat.
What was your thought process when he told you that? That's what you needed to tell
Right.
us.
That's what I was getting into. So here's my thought process. I was like processing it, whatever, and then I'm like, you know what? Like, the fact that here's how I saw it, guys. I'm like, the fact that he's able to get up, go to work, and do something this gory and like unwanted is so hardworking of him. This means that no matter like what hard situation he's in, if he needs to make money for himself or for his like goals to save up or like to provide for anything, anyone around him, like, he can still put up with this. He's such a hardworking person. That's how I saw it.
Like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's how I saw it. Yeah.
But there's lots of other things you can do that isn't that. Like cleaning dead
There's a lot of ways you can, like, get money.
Thrifting from dead people. Like,
thrifting from dead people isn't one of them.
No. Yeah. So
he
is there
told
anything
me
to add on that?
So he told me that. I processed it. We still dated for a while after that.
Yeah. Surprisingly.
We still dated. Let me tell you guys how it ended though.
Oh no.
No, wait, let me just get into like small details that I remember.
Yeah.
He would like get home from work, come to my place after, cleaning the dead person's place and be like, "Oh yeah, like I haven't showered. I really need to shower right now." And like we'd cuddle after that. Okay, you know what? I'm just not gonna like let myself revisit that because it's kind of traumatic.
Did you shower at your place?
Well, that's not even the traumatic place. I'm just saying like these little details that was like so normal to me.
Maybe we can go into more depth about this guy. Like if you guys want a whole episode called like
Yeah.
Morgue Cleaner or like the guy that got stabbed 7 times, we will.
Yeah.
But this is already like an hour.
It is?
Yeah, this is
Oh
an
my
hour.
gosh.
This is already an hour.
Okay.
But like tell us like how it fell out. Like
Okay, guys, guess how it fell out? The morgue cleaner.
I'm surprised he didn't kill you and like dispose of
I'm
you.
alive.
That he didn't thrift in your closet.
That he didn't thrift from I have good stuff.
You have good stuff.
He could have easily, like thrifted out of my closet. Moral of the story is I dated a morgue cleaner. And he ghosted me.
Yeah.
So that's how the relationship ended.
Yeah.
I got ghosted by a morgue
He
cleaner.
got ghosted by a morgue cleaner?
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, babes, but who else would put up with you being a morgue cleaner and
Other
still
than
being
her.
and still being okay with
like
you?
the most understanding woman.
Like
The
you're
most
telling me
understanding
you have options.
Yeah.
And you're ghosting me.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's actually
I
so
hope
sad.
I wish he left me 27 missed calls like Kat did.
I know. I don't even like. Oh my god! Like
That would have
us
really
reliving
boosted
this
my
right
ego.
now, It would have. It would have. Like us talking about this is making me like relive.
No, I'm
it
kind
all.
of triggered right now.
I'm kind of triggered too.
I need
I'm scared for us.
I need sushi.
I think I need.
Can we
like,
go?
Taro slush.
Guys, bubble tea, taro slush.
Oh my god!
Let's go off in a mukbang right now.
Yeah.
Right after this episode. I think that's what we need.
I'm honestly really sorry. Like this was like really heavy. It was a lot. Like that was really messy.
Was it? Just a little.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like,
Okay,
guys,
well,
we have more crazy stories.
This isn't the only one, sadly. But yeah, we wanted to like come strong.
We wanted to come
with
in
the
real
most
strong.
like out there questionable. It's pretty
Craziest
questionable,
story.
and like you guys are probably gonna judge us, which like how can you not after hearing
Yeah.
that and after like seeing our like decisions and choices. But we're gonna like keep talking about them, and we're also gonna expand on like how we like obviously grew from that to like where we are now. But also talk about like how messy like being in your 20s is.
Yeah.
But it's also part of the story, and that's what
the
makes it
kind
fun
of
and exciting.
people that you meet on dating apps.
Not only dating apps, but
In life.
in life,
In general.
going through your 20s, like friends, the people you lose, the people you like meet, the questionable
The
characteristics.
shit you put up with from a person or your partner.
Yeah. So yeah, relationships, crazy ass dating stories. We're gonna be speaking on this generation's like dating scene.
Anything and everything, guys. If you guys like this story, or if you guys want more info, let us know.
We're gonna have crazy guests on here too.
Yeah.
And we might even like have these crazy dating stories and bring some of those people
on to the
who are willing to expose themselves on here.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please reach out to us.
If you have any messy stories, because we were also thinking of doing a weekly thing where we bring up like the messiest thing you did this week, and we want like to hear your guys' messiest stuff too, because we're all a mess.
We're all a freaking mess. I hope you guys enjoyed this messy ass story time.
It was a long one. I'm sorry if it was a little
That was
too
a long one, but it was pretty good. I hope you guys stay till the end.
So
that concludes this.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first ever episode. We're gonna be uploading this next Sunday. So if you're seeing
Every
this,
Sunday, guys,
Yeah.
we're dropping an episode, so please stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed the story times, how messy they were.
follow us on all our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
We're
obviously.
getting on maybe Apple Music. We're gonna be on Spotify, YouTube sure.
So we're uploading this on Spotify Music, so that's where you can find most of our episodes.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna try to aim like Apple's like Music, podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, so we'll be on a lot of platforms, so please stay
They're all probably
tuned.
going to be linked down anyways. So.
Yeah, we'll make it easy for you guys.
We'll make it easy.
We'll see you guys next week for some more juicy, messy tea. Yeah, thank you so much for listening.
Thank
and
you, guys.
If you're here till the end, thank you so much for listening and sticking around.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye! Okay, we did our first episode.
Guys, we just watched over the first episode and we're so concerned how stupid and dumb and naive we sound.
No, we just we were rewatching the whole thing and we were like, we sound concerningly dumb. Like, it's not just like dumb and like, oh my gosh, she's like a dumb bitch, but it's like scary dumb.
It's like